let me say I was very, very impressed. Oh, I must tell you this. I can't help it. When I was growing up in Kenya, we were kids, and we really wanted to catch an antelope, my younger brother and I. And so we used to go to the little forest which was there, and we found an antelope, would run after it. But it was too fast for us, so we never actually caught an antelope, okay? And then something happened to that forest, more or less disappeared, antelopes vanished. So, lo and behold, no antelopes for me. Imagine my surprise when I was going to Laramie. And I saw this, not one, not two, not three, several antelopes in field. And I was about to tell my driver, let me get out and go and chase one. But then she told me actually somewhere in a restaurant I might be able to get some, well, anyway. So that was my surprise, coming to Laramie, and Laramie takes me back to my childhood, okay? Yeah, anyway, I won't do that. I want to chase one, but I really love the environment. And here, the section which I want to read is where I'm trying to express love in terms of environment, okay? And in this section, I picture two young people who are actually very important in this narrative. One is Nyawera, a lady, and the other is Kamete, a young man, and they are going through the forest, and, they are, well, how shall I say, they don't know what is happening between them. So they are just chatting and so on, And it's here that I want to, again, tell you another secret. Because although I'm writing about those young people, I wasn't really, it's just a cover. Fictional writers, when they're writing about real people, they don't want to mention them in case they are sued, okay? So they say the characters here are fictional characters, and if there's no resemblance to any person intended and so on, it was not, you've seen that in books, where they say this is just fictional. So I'm telling you also this is fictional. But in truth, it was based on you. And I want you to, well, let me remind you. Do you remember that instance when, I don't know where you are, maybe you're coming from a cinema or a party, or you're simply walking out in the sort of outside, or something else with a friend, maybe an old school partner, or somebody you never thought about in terms of anything more than they were so good friends to talk with. But as you talk, do you remember that suddenly you realize something has changed between you two, and that your partner became more interesting. His or her voice became somehow more rounded in a nice kind of way. And the lights seem to be more mellow, Just keep that moment in mind, because I know you know it. But I didn't want to mention your names here. I don't want you to sue me, please. So I had to invent Kamete and Nyawera. They are walking through the forest this time, and they are having little bits and bits here, and they tell each other stories, and once again, they laughed together. And as they looked in each other's eyes, they were suddenly without words. They returned, they resumed their walk in silence, taken up by the light they saw in each other's eyes. Love was everywhere. Love was in the tree branches where the nests of weaver birds hung. It was there in the fern where the widow bird had left two long black tail feathers. It was there in the murmurings of the Eldoret River as it flowed eastward before turning into a roaring waterfall. It was there in the sun's rays which pierced through the waterfall, splitting into the 7 colors of the rainbow. It was there in the still waters of a small lake made by the river, as where Kamete and Nyawera now swam and bathed and chased each other, splashing water on each other's. It was there in the blackjacks, the goosegrass and other plants, the flowers and seeds of which stuck to their wet clothes. It was there in the movement of porcupines and hedgehogs. It was there in the wings of the helmeted and crested guinea fowls and francolins that scampered away after stealing glances at the couple. It was there in the honeybees and butterflies hopping from flower to flower. It was there in the cooing of the doves, in the mating calls of the river frogs from among the reeds and the water lilies. Love was there among the creeping plants that twined around the tree trunks. Yes, in the blackberries, some of which they plucked and fed to each other. Love was there in the breeze that made the leaves sway ever so gently. Love was everywhere in the forest. But neither Nyawera nor Kamete mentioned the word. Did you? Thank you.